हेलो एवरीवन, मैं आप सभी का स्वागत करता हूं। आज की इस वीडियो में हम डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं पार्ट 2 एक्सरसाइज नंबर 3 ज्योमेट्रिक प्रोग्रेशन। यहाँ पर हम सभी क्वेश्चंस जो कि एक्सरसाइज 3 में इम्पोर्टेंट हैं उनके ऊपर बात करेंगे। सभी क्वेश्चंस के बारे में हम डिस्कस करेंगे। तो बढ़ते हैं आज के इस वीडियो के साथ। पार्ट नंबर 2 एक्सरसाइज नंबर 3 सीक्वेंस एंड सीरीज। द टॉपिक इज ज्योमेट्रिक प्रोग्रेशन। क्वेश्चन नंबर 16, find a GP for which sum of the first two terms is -4 and the fifth term is 4 times the third term. So we here divide the whole question into two parts. First is related with the sum. The rule for the sum of a GP, that is equal to Sn is equal to A into 1 minus r raised to power n whole divide 1 minus r. And second one is concerned with the term, how to find the nth term of a GP. This is the rule, an is equal to a into r raised to power n minus 1. So now coming to the question, what is first case? Sum of first two terms, that is s2, put n is equal to 2. This becomes a into 1 minus r raised to power 2 divide 1 minus r. What is s2? This is -4. This is mentioned. This is given. -4 is equal to a into a square minus b square in the numerator becomes 1 minus r into 1 plus r whole divide 1 minus r. So here 1 minus r is cancelled. We are left with -4 is equal to a into 1 plus r. Right? Now coming to the next part. Fifth term is 4 times the third term. Mean to say a5 is equal to 4 times third term a3. So we put the values according to this. This becomes a into r raised to power 5 minus 1 is equal to 4 into a r raised to power 3 minus 1. So accordingly we have a r raised to power 4 is equal to 4a r raised to power 2. So a cancelled. We are left with r square is also cancelled. So r square is equal to 4. That means the value of r is plus minus 2. So we substitute this value here. This becomes -4 is equal to -4 is equal to a into 1 plus 1 time we take plus 2, second time simultaneously we put -4 is equal to a into 1 minus 2, because we have the two values of r. Right? Solving these two, we have -4 is equal to a plus 2, 2 plus 1, 3a. So we have 3a. That means the value of a is -4 upon 3. In the second part, we have -4 is equal to minus a. So value of a is 4. Right? Now what is our question? Question is find a GP. So how to find the GP? The GP is a ar ar square and so on. Substituting these values now, again substituting the values of a. First of all, -4 is equal to value of a is -4 upon 3. into 1 plus r. Second time we take minus 4 is equal to value of a is 4 into 1 plus r, right? In the first case, solving this, we get the value of r equal to 2, and in the second part we get r is equal to minus 2. Now these two values will be substituted in the formula of the GP. In the first part, put a is equal to minus 4 upon 3 and r is equal to 2. GP becomes minus 4 upon 3 minus 4 upon 3 into 2 minus 4 upon 3 into 2 square, which is equal to minus 4 upon 3 comma minus 8 upon 3 comma 2 2s are 4 4 4s are 16 minus 16 upon 3 and so on. Similarly, taking a is equal to 4, r is equal to minus 2, substituting this in the formula, we have 4, 4 into minus 2, 4 into minus 2 square, which becomes 4 minus 8 plus 16 and so on. So these are two GPs which fulfills the given condition. Next question. Question number 17. If the 4th, 10th and 16th terms of a GP are x, y and z respectively, prove that x, y and z are in GP. So terms, how to find the terms? The formula is this. Nth term is equal to a into r raised to power n minus 1 for a GP. So here in the very beginning, what is given? This is given to us that a fourth term is equal to x, comma 10th term a10 is equal to y, comma 16th term a16 is equal to z. Now we use this formula which gives, so this gives us a4 mean a into r raised to power 3 is equal to x. Second time a r raised to power 9 is equal to y. Here a r raised to power 15 is equal to z. So now what we do, we use this formula, this value, this becomes a r raised to power 3 into r raised to power 6 is equal to y, so that this value is substituted here. The question becomes x into r raised to power 6 is equal to y. This means r raised to power 6 is equal to y upon x. Again, we solve this question. We can write this question as a into r raised to power this value 9 into r raised to power 6. 9 plus 6 15 is equal to z. Again we substitute this value here. So the question becomes, this value is y into r raised to power 6 is equal to z. So again what we do, we substitute the value of r raised to power 6 here. So question becomes y into r raised to power 6 is y upon x is equal to z. So this becomes y square is equal to z into x. Now what is to prove? We are required to prove that x, y, z are in GP. X, y, z are in GP. It means second term divide first term should be equal to third term divide second term. What is second term? This is y. Y upon first term is x is equal to third term is z upon second term is y. So this gives y square is equal to zx. So this is what we have proved. So we can say that x, y, z are in GP. Next question. Question number 18. Find the sum to n terms of the sequence 8, 88, 888, 8888 and so on. So here what is required? We are required to find the sum 8 plus 88 plus 888 plus 8888 plus so on n times. n times n terms. So this what we can do, taking 8 common throughout up to n terms. So we are left with 8 into 1 plus 11 plus 111 plus 1111 and so on. Right? Now what we do in the next step, we divide outside by 9 and multiply inside by 9. So this becomes 9 plus 99 plus 999 plus 9999 and so on n terms. Right? In the next step, what we say? We write it as 8 upon 9 into 9 can be written as 10 minus 1. 99 can be written as 100 minus 1. 999 can be written as 1000 minus 1 plus 9999. This was right. This is equal to this can be written as 10,000 minus 1 and so on. Right? In the next step, we write here 8 upon 9. We make two brackets. First bracket contains first term this 10 plus 100 mean 10 square, 1000 mean 10 raised to power 3 plus 10,000 mean 10 raised to power 4 and so on. In the next step, taking minus common, we are left with 1 in the first term plus 1 second term plus 1 plus this one and so on n times n terms. Right? Now what we see that in the first bracket this is the GP. Why this is GP? Because 10 is the first term and 10 is the common ratio. So we use the formula. Which formula we use here now? This is the formula. Sum to n terms of a GP is equal to A into r raised to power n minus 1 divide r minus 1, because r is equal to 10, this is greater than 1, so we use this formula. Applying this rule here, 8 upon 9 into a mean 10 into 10 raised to power n minus 1 divide 10 minus 1. Right? In the next 1 is added n times, so this becomes n. Right? So solving this, we have 8 upon 9 into 10 into 10 raised to power n minus 1 divide 9 minus n. So this is the required result. Next question. Question number 19. Find the sum of the products of the corresponding terms of the sequences 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, first sequence. 128, 32, 8, 2, 1 upon 2, second sequence. Sum of the products of the corresponding terms of the sequences. So first of all, first term is 2. Here first term is 102. Their product of the corresponding terms. Mean to say 2 into 128 plus second term is 4. Here second term is 32 plus third term is 8. Here this is also 8. Next time 16 into 2. Lastly we have 32 into 1 upon 2. Now what is 128? Prime factorization is like this. 128 mean 2 raised to power 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this becomes 2 into 2 raised to power 7 plus 4 mean 2 raised to power 2 into 32 mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 raised to power 5 plus 8 mean 2 raised to power 3 into 2 raised to power 3 plus 16 mean 2 raised to power 4 into 2 raised to power 1 plus 32 32 mean 2 raised to power 5 into 1 upon 2. So now this is equal to 2 raised to power 1 plus 7 8 plus 2 raised to power 2 plus 5 7 plus 2 raised to power 3 plus 3 6 plus 2 raised to power 5 plus 2 raised to power 4, right? So we can also take here 2 raised to power 4 common, so we are left with 1 plus 2 plus 2 into 2 raised to power 2 plus 2 raised to power 3 plus 2 raised to power 4. So what is this? This is the GP with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 terms. So sum to 5 terms is equal to 2 raised to power 4 into, we use the formula here, first term into 1 minus r raised to power n divide 1 minus r. So this question becomes 2 raised to power 4 into a is 1 plus into 1 minus r is 2, 2 raised to power n is 5 divide 1 minus 2. So this becomes 2 raised to power 4 into 1 minus 2 raised to power 5 is 32 divide minus 1. So this is equal to 2 raised to power 4 into minus 31 divide minus 1, that is 16 into 31, which is equal to, multiplying 16 into 31, 496 is the result. Next question. Question number 20. Show that the product of the corresponding terms of the sequences AR, AR square and so on up to AR raised to power n minus 1 and capital A, capital AR, AR square and so on up to AR raised to n raised to power R raised to power n minus 1 form a GP and find the common ratio. So according to the statement, let us write first sequence. This is A, second term is AR, third term is AR square and nth term is AR raised to power n minus 1. And now we multiply the second sequence corresponding terms. First term is A into A, comma. Second term is AR into AR. Third term is AR square, and so on. Last time we multiply A R raised to power n minus 1. Now let us see what happens. This becomes A into A, comma, A into A into R, comma, R into R, comma, A into A into R into capital R whole square, and so on. This is A into capital A into R into capital R raised to power n minus 1. So what is this? This is a GP with first term is equal to A into A, and common ratio, this is very much clear, this is equal to small r into capital R. That's next question. Question number 21. Find the four numbers forming a geometric progression in which the third term is greater than the first term by 9 and the second term is greater than the fourth by 18. So let the four numbers be A1, A2, A3, A4. We can also name them as first term is AR, AR square, AR raised to power 3, because these four numbers are forming a geometric progression, right? Now what is the condition? First condition is third term is greater than, third term is A3 is greater than the first term by 9. This is equal to A1 plus 9. This is the first condition. And the second condition is second term. This is second term is equal to greater than the fourth by 18. So fourth term is A plus 18. So accordingly, what are the values now here? We have third term is AR square is equal to A plus 9, right? So here A2 is AR is equal to AR raised to power 3 plus 18. So from here we can substitute the value of 9. This becomes AR is equal to AR square cube plus 2 into 9. 9 is equal to AR square minus A, right? So solving this now, we have A common throughout, so cancelled. So we are left with R is equal to R raised to power 3 plus 2R square minus 2. So this means we have R raised to power 3 plus 2R square minus R minus 2 is equal to 0. Taking R square common, we have R plus 2. Taking minus common, we have R plus 2 equal to 0. So this gives us R square minus 1 into R plus 2 equal to 0. This means the value of R is plus 1, minus 1, minus 2. So we substitute this value now. to find the value of A. That is, in this equation, first of all we take r is equal to 1. So if r is equal to 1, then this equation becomes a equal to a plus 9. That means we do not have any value of a. If r is equal to minus 1, this gives a equal to a plus 9. Again, we cannot find any value of a. Next time, r is equal to minus 2. So we have a into 4 is equal to a plus 9. That means 3a. A is equal to 3. So we see that r is equal to 1 and r is equal to minus 1, they are rejected. Only the value of r is taken as minus 2 and the corresponding value of a is 3. So the GP becomes a is the first term, that is 3, comma AR, that is 3 into r is minus 2, comma AR square, 3 into minus 2 square, 3 into minus 2 raised to power 3, that is we have 3 comma minus 6 comma 2 2s are 4, 4 into 3 12, 8 into 3 24. So these are the, this is the result, that is this is the required GP. Question number 22. If the pth, qth and rth terms of a GP are a, b and c respectively, prove that a raised to power q minus r, b raised to power r minus p into c raised to power p minus q is equal to 1. So we are taking GP. So what is the formula for a GP? Term. How to find the term? In order to find nth term, we write an is equal to a into r raised to power n minus 1. But what we see, a is the term. So small a we cannot take the value. This we are changing this as an is equal to capital A into capital R raised to power n minus 1. So this formula we use now. First of all, pth term put n is equal to p, qth term put n is equal to q. Likewise, we solve this question now. So what is given here? Pth term ap is equal to a r raised to power p minus 1. Second time, qth term mean a q is equal to a into r raised to power q minus 1. ar, a in a rth term is equal to a r raised to power r minus 1. Right? So from here, what we find? The value of AP, this is equal to A. So A is equal to AR raised to power P minus 1. Here, this is B. B is equal to AR raised to power Q minus 1. Last third term is, this rth term is C. C is equal to AR raised to power R minus 1. Now coming to the question, what question says? We have to raise power q minus r both sides. So this becomes a raised to power q minus r is equal to a raised to power q minus r into this is equal to r raised to power p minus 1 into q minus r, and here this is raising both sides of power r minus p. So this becomes b raised to power r minus p equal to a raised to power r minus p into r raised to power q minus 1 into r minus multiplied, power is multiplied. Third time c raising the power both sides p minus q, c raised to power p minus q equal to a raised to power p minus q into r raised to power r minus 1 into p minus q. Right? Now in the next step we multiply these terms. So this gives us left hand side a raised to power q minus r, b raised to power r minus p, c raised to power p minus q, which is equal to a raised to power plus q minus q minus r plus r minus p plus p. So a raised to power 0. Similarly, multiplying these products and then adding, we shall have r raised to power 0. So something raised to power 0 becomes 1. Hence the result. Next question. Question number 23. If the first and the nth term of a GP are A and B respectively, and if P is the product of n terms, prove that P square is equal to AB whole raised to power n. So first of all, the GP. What is the GP? A is the first term. Suppose second term is AR. R is the common ratio. Third term is AR square. Likewise proceeding so on. Nth term, that will be equal to AR power n minus 1, but nth term is given to be equal to B. Okay, now what is next term? Next step, P is the product of n terms. So multiplying these n terms, so we have P is equal to A into AR into AR square into so on, nth term AR raised to power n minus 1. So this means P is equal to A is multiplied n times, so A raised to power n, R raised to power 1 plus 2 plus 3 and so on plus n minus 1. Right? Now what is the rule? Rule is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus so on. Rule for adding n natural numbers. This is equal to n into n plus 1 divide 2. So now we follow this rule applying here. Put n is equal to n minus 1 in the right hand side of the rule. So this becomes P is equal to a power n into r raised to power n mean n minus 1. N minus 1 into n plus 1 becomes n divide 2. Right? Now what is to prove? Prove that P square. So we take square both sides. This becomes P square is equal to a raised to power 2n divided by 2 will be cancelled by taking square. R raised to power n minus 1 into n. So this is the left hand side. This we have proved equal to left hand side of what we have to prove. Now what is right hand side? Right hand side is AB. Right hand side is equal to AB whole raised to power n. What is A? This is A. What is B? This is AR power n minus 1 whole raised to power n. So what becomes? This becomes A into A square, outside bracket raised to power n, so this becomes 2n into r raised to power n minus 1 into n. So this is the right hand side, hence the result we have proved. Next question. Question number 24. Show that the ratio of the sum of first n terms of a GP to the sum from n plus 1th term to 2nth term is 1 upon r raised to power n. So let first of all we suppose what is the GP. This is AR square. So nth term will be AR raised to power n minus 1. N plus 1th term will be AR raised to power n. AR raised to power n plus 1 and so on. 2nth term will be AR raised to power 2n minus 1. Now what is the sum of n first n terms? This will be Sn is equal to A into 1 minus r raised to power n divide 1 minus r. And what is the sum of next from n plus 1th term to 2nth term? This will be equal to s 2n minus sn, that is equal to a into 1 minus r raised to power 2n divide 1 minus r minus Sn is same a into 1 minus r raised to power n divide 1 minus r. Right? Now what is our statement? Show that the ratio of the sum of first, this ratio Sn divide S2n minus Sn. What is the result? This is equal to A into 1 minus r raised to power n divide 1 minus r whole divide this term. We can simplify this result here. LCM is 1 minus r and a minus a into r raised to power 2n minus a plus a into r raised to power n. So a and a cancelled. So what we are left with? Minus a raised to power 2n plus a r raised to power n divide 1 minus r. Right? So next, this can be written as taking minus a common. Moreover, we take a into r raised to power n common. So we are left with 1 minus r raised to power n divide 1 minus r. Okay, so this value we substitute here. This becomes a into r raised to power n into 1 minus r power n whole divide 1 minus r. Now what we see, a is cancelled, 1 minus r raised to power n is cancelled, 1 minus r is also cancelled. So what is the result we are left with? This is in the numerator, this is only 1. In the denominator, this is r raised to power n. This is what we have to prove, hence the result. Next question. Question number 25. If A, B, C and D are in GP, then show that this result A square plus B square plus C square into B square plus C square plus D square equal to AB plus BC plus CD whole raised to power 2. So first of all, let we suppose A, B, C and D are in GP. If they are in GP, these terms are in GP, then we can write second term divide first term is equal to third term divide second term is equal to fourth term divide third term. This is the common ratio. Suppose this is equal to R. So what we find here, we see the value of B is AR. Next time, value of C is BR, but substituting B is equal to AR, so this becomes AR square. Next is D is equal to CR. Substituting the value of C, AR square into R, this becomes AR raised to power 3. Right? Now what is our question? Left hand side. What is left hand side? To prove A square plus B square plus C square into B square plus C square plus D square. This means A square there is no change. B square becomes A square into R square. C square becomes A square into R raised to power 4 into again B square is A square into R square plus C square is A square into R raised to power 4 plus D square is A square into R raised to power 6. Right? Now in the first bracket we take A square common. We are left with 1 plus R square plus R raised to power 4. In the second bracket we take A square into R square common, so we are left with 1 plus R square plus R raised to power 4. Right? Again, this is equal to A raised to power 4 into R square into 1 plus R square plus R raised to power 4 whole raised to power 2. Further, we can write this whole as equal to A square into R into 1 plus R square plus R raised to power 4 whole raised to power 2. Right? Now what is right hand side? We discuss about that. Right hand side is AB. AB mean A into B is AR plus BC AR into AR square plus CD AR square into AR raised to power 3, its whole square. Right? So this is equal to A square R plus A square R raised to power 3 plus a square r raised to power 5 whole power 2. Again we can say, taking ar common, so a square r is common, into 1 plus r square plus r raised to power 4 whole raised to power 2. So what we see, left hand side term, right hand side term, both are same. We have proved the result. Next question. Question number 26. Insert two numbers between 3 and 81 so that the resulting sequence is GP. So these are the two numbers, and again we have to insert two numbers in between these two numbers. So total four numbers will be there. So let the GP is A, AR, AR square, AR raised to power 3. According to the question, first term this is 3 and fourth term this is 81. So what we can do here, we put a r raised to power 3 equal to 81. The value of a is 3, r raised to power 3 equal to 81. That is r raised to power 3 is equal to 327 into 3. Okay, so this way r raised to power 3 is equal to 3 raised to power 3, which gives us the value of r equal to 3. So what is next? Find two other numbers. What is this number? This is AR. What is the value of A? 3. R is also 3. This becomes 9. Next time, what is this? This is A is 3, R is 3 whole square. So this becomes 3 3s are 9, 9 into 3, 27. So first number is 9, second number is 27. Question number 27. Find the value of n so that a power n plus 1 plus b power n plus 1 whole divide a power n plus b power n may be the geometric mean between a and b. So here the geometric mean between a and b, the formula is square root of ab, but this is given equal to this, so we substitute a power n plus 1 plus b power n plus 1 divide a power n plus b power n equal to square root of a into square root of b. Now cross multiplying, this becomes a power n into a plus b power n into b equal to a power n into a power 1 by 2 into b power 1 by 2 plus b power n into a power 1 by 2 b power 1 by 2, right? So this term and this term, we are keeping them one side, that is a power n is taken outside, so we are left with a minus a power 1 by 2 into b power 1 by 2. Right hand side, taking b power n common, so we are left with a power 1 by 2 into b power 1 by 2, this minus b, right? Further, what we do, we write this as a power n into, again taking a raised to power 1 by 2 common, so we are left with a power 1 by 2 minus b power 1 by 2, right hand side also b power n. Here we take b power 1 by 2 common, so we are left with a power 1 by 2 minus b power 1 by 2. Right? Now left hand side, right hand side, this is the common factor. A is not equal to b, so we cancel them. So what we are left with? We are left with a power n plus 1 by 2 equal to b power n plus 1 by 2. Right? Now next we can see this is equal, this implies a upon b whole raised to power n plus 1 by 2. What is right hand side? This is 1, and this 1 can also be written as a upon b whole raised to power 0. Mean to say base is same, a upon b, so exponent should also be same, that is n plus 1 by 2 should be equal to 0. From this we find the value of n, which is equal to minus 1 by 2. So this is the required value. Next question. Question number 28. This question is very very important to the examination point of view also. So let us see what is there in the statement. The sum of two numbers is 6 times their geometric mean. Show that the numbers are in the ratio 3 plus 2 square root 2 ratio 3 minus 2 square root 2. So first of all, according to the statement we suppose here, let the two numbers be a comma b. Therefore what is the next in the statement? Sum of the two numbers is equal to 6 times their geometric mean. Further we convert this 6 times square root of ab like this. AB equal to 3 into 2 square root of AB. Now again in the next step, this 2 square root of AB, we divide both sides by this term. So we have a plus b divide 2 square root of AB equal to only 3 is left. We can write 3 as 3 upon 1 also. Now we recall the componendo and dividendo rule. Componendo and dividendo rule. What is this? If we have the fraction like this, a upon b equal to c upon d, then applying componendo and dividendo rule, we have this fraction becomes a plus b, this denominator becomes plus, then in the denominator we write a minus b. Similarly we have right hand side c plus d divide c minus d. So this rule is called componendo and dividendo rule. This rule will be applicable here now. How we apply? Let us see. We can write this now, a plus b plus 2 square root of ab divide a plus b minus 2 square root of ab. Right hand side is 3 plus 1 divide 3 minus 1. Right? This a mean square root of a whole square, b mean square root of b whole square. So what is a square root a plus square root b whole square? This is the expanded form. So left hand side we can write this as square root of a plus square root of b its whole square. Similarly in the denominator we write square root of a minus square root of b whole square because of this negative sign. Right hand side is 4 upon 2, that is 2. 2 upon 1. Again 2 upon 1, we can write this as square root 2 whole square 1 whole square. Mean to say, we cancel the square sign both sides. So this becomes square root of a plus square root of b divide square root of a minus square root of b is equal to square root of 2 divide 1. Again we apply the same componendo and dividendo rule. So this becomes now, again after applying the componendo and dividendo rule, square root of a plus square root of b, this is numerator, plus denominator square root of a minus square root of b. In the denominator also, square root of a plus square root of b minus square root a minus square root of b. Right hand side also we write square root 2 plus 1 divide square root 2 minus 1. Right? Doing this, we have square root of b plus minus cancelled. So 2 times square root of a. In the denominator also, minus square root a plus square root a cancelled. 2 times square root of b equal to square root of 2 plus 1 divide square root of 2 minus 1. Right? Now in the next step, 2 is cancelled here. We square on both sides. So left hand side becomes a upon b. Right hand side becomes square root 2 plus 1 whole square divided by square root 2 minus 1 whole square. So right hand side a upon b is equal to, opening the square, this becomes 2 plus 1 plus 2 times square root of 2 divide 2 plus 1 minus 2 square root of 2. That means a upon b is equal to 3 plus 2 square root of 2 divide 3 minus 2 square root of 2. So this is what we wanted to prove. Show that the given numbers are in the ratio 3 plus 2 times square root 2, 3 plus 2 times square root 2. Ratio 3 minus 2 square root 2, 3 minus 2 square root 2. Hence the result. Next question. Question number 29. This question is again very important to the examination point of view. If a and g be arithmetic mean and geometric mean respectively between two positive numbers, prove that the numbers are a plus minus square root of a plus g into a minus g. So again we suppose here, let the two positive numbers be a comma b. Therefore a is the arithmetic mean, that is a equal to a plus b divide 2, and g is the geometric mean, that is g is equal to square root of ab. Right? Now we can say a plus b is equal to 2 times a. Therefore a plus b whole square is equal to 4a square. Likewise g square is equal to ab. Right? So here we have a square plus b square plus 2ab equal to 4a square. So from here, multiplying both sides with 2 by 2, 2ab is equal to 2g square. So this side becomes a square plus b square plus 2g square equal to 4a square. That means a square plus b square is equal to 4a square minus 2g square. Now we recall one identity which is like this: a plus b whole square minus a minus b whole square is equal to 4ab. So what is a plus b? This is 4a square minus a square plus b square minus 2ab is equal to 4ab, right? So we can write this like a plus b is equal to 2a, and here we have ab equal to g square. Now we recall one identity which is like this: a plus b whole square minus a minus b whole square is equal to 4ab. Now we substitute the value of a plus b. So a plus b is 2a, 2a whole square minus a minus b whole square equal to 4ab, that is 4ab equal to 4g square. So this is 4g square, right? So this means a minus b whole square will go to right hand side. This becomes a minus b whole square is equal to 4a square minus 4g square. Now taking square root to both sides, we have a minus b is equal to 2 square root of a square minus b square, a square minus g square, right? Suppose this is number 1, now this is number 2. Solving number 1 and number 2, so we have a plus b equal to 2a, a minus b is equal to 2 square root of a square minus g square. Adding these two numbers, 2a is equal to 2a plus 2 square root of a square minus g square. So from this we have the value of a is a plus square root of a plus g into a minus g. So one number we have obtained. We substitute this value here. So this becomes b is equal to 2a minus a, that is 2a minus, what is the value of a? This is a plus square root of a plus g into a minus g. This means 2a minus a minus square root of a plus g into a minus g. So a is this, b is this. One is plus, second is minus. That's why two numbers are, one is plus, second is minus. Hence the result. Now next question. Question number 30. The number of bacteria in a certain culture doubles every hour. If there were 30 bacteria present in the culture originally, how many bacteria will be present at the end of second hour, fourth hour and nth hour? So what we do here, in the very beginning, this question is related to geometric progression. The very first term is 30. Second time, double of 30, 2 times 30. That is, this becomes 60. Next time, double of 60, 2 into 60. So we write here 120. Next is double of 120. That is, this becomes 240. Again, next term is double of 240. So this becomes 480 and so on. Nth term is 2 times, we can write here, nth term is equal to a r raised to power n minus 1. But our question is, how many bacteria will be present at the end of second hour? At the end of second hour. So at the end of second hour, at the end of 1 hour, 60. At the end of 2 hours, 120. At the end of 2 hours, 120 bacteria will be there. Similarly, at the end of 3 hours, 240. At the end of 4 hours, so we write here, at the end of 4 hours, how many bacteria will be there? 480. Now what we see here, 2 hours, at the end of 2 hours, third term is there. At the end of 4 hours, fifth term is there. So at the end of nth hour, we should have n plus 1th term. So n plus 1th term is equal to a r raised to power n. What is a? A is equal to 30. And what is r? 60 divided 30, 2 raised to power n. So at the end of n hours, 30 into 2 raised to power n bacteria will be present in that certain culture. Question number 31. What will rupees 500 amounts to in 10 years after its deposit in a bank which pays annual interest rate of 10% compounded annually? Compounded annually, it means first time rupees 500 amount is there, next year 10% rate. So here we see initial amount is rupees 500 and rate of interest is 10% per annum. So at the end of 1 year, we have 500 into 1 plus 10 upon 100 raised to power 1. Similarly, at the end of 2 years, this is 500 1 plus 10 upon 100 raised to power 2. So proceeding this way, at the end of 10 years, at the end of 10 years, 500 1 plus 10 upon 100 raised to power 10. Right? Now solving this, we have 500 into 1 plus 1 upon 10 raised to power 10. That means 10 plus 1 11. 500 11 upon 10 whole raised to power 10. That is equal to 500 into 1.1 raised to power 10 is the required answer. Question number 32. If arithmetic mean and geometric mean of roots of a quadratic equation are 8 and 5 respectively, then obtain the quadratic equation. Here first of all we suppose let the roots of the quadratic equation be a comma b. Therefore arithmetic mean is 8. A plus b divided 2 is 8, and geometric mean is 5. Square root of AB is equal to 5. So from here we say AB is equal to 25, and from here we have A plus B is equal to 16. So what we know about quadratic equation? Quadratic equation is x square minus sum of the roots into x plus product of the roots is equal to 0. So this way we have x square minus 16x plus p 25 is equal to 0. That's all. Thank you very much.